Leffe Bière.
And remember, life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I have got one here from the Leffe Brewery, or should I give it its correct name? ABInBev, because they own it. There's a lot about this lot, Leffe, that it's just a name. It really is, that's all it is. They give it the big and about being an Abbey beer. Honestly, they haven't been in an Abbey for fucking decades, if not centuries. And this is brewed in the big Stella Artois brewery in Leuven in Belgium, which is owned by ABInBev. ABInBev, of course, are based in Belgium. And it sounds like I'm knocking this beer already before I've even tried it, but I don't know. I've got really mixed feelings about this stuff. The good thing is it's easy to get hold of. Occasionally they'll come up with an half decent one, but the blonde it's a really run-of-the-mill Belgian blonde. The brune, I didn't really like it that much. The fruit beer was, that just tasted so fucking artificial. I tried one the other day. It's up on the channel. That got quite a bit of respect from me because that was a very complex beer. I quite like that. This is their Winterbier. Now, do you know what? In my stupidity, well, I wouldn't say stupidity, I thought I would review, because it's around Christmas, because it's winter, I'll review winter beers and Christmas beers. Now, I did that last year on the channel, and I'll come up with some absolute belters, the Sam Smith's Winter Welcome, stuff like that. It was a real pleasure to do that. This year, unfortunately, I won't say unfortunately, but I've come up with quite a few bad ones. And the odd beer that's from a brewery that's got a really good reputation, and it's turned out to have an off flavour in it, and I just think, was this a good idea after all? But we are where we are now. I have got a bottle of Leffe Winterbier. Honestly, I told you I was a doorstop in French when I was at school. I fucking hated the language, just couldn't get hold of it.
Good morning.
And that means winter, so it's a winter beer basically. So it's Leffe Winterbier, and it's something that's quite popular in Belgium with brewers at this time of year. There's quite a lot of them that do a winter beer. Some are good, some not so good. To be honest, I really haven't got much hope for this. It's a mass-produced winter beer from ABInBev, and I really shouldn't judge a beer before I've even opened it, but the signs are all there that this isn't going to be that great. So let's stop slagging the beer off before I've even opened it. Let's get it open. .330ml bottle, 6.6%. It's a winter beer, as I said. They've got Belgian Abbey beer. This Abbey was destroyed years ago. Years and years. This has never seen the inside of an Abbey, and they pay royalties to some Abbey just to have the name on it. I don't know what it is with Belgium and German beers. They think, you need to put the monastic and the religious aspect on the beer. It doesn't really happen in the UK. You don't really get that. There's the odd one. You get Abbot Ale and stuff like that. Bishop's Finger, which isn't. That's not trying to link it to an abbey or anything like that, But yeah, I don't get it. But in Europe, it's a big thing. But here it is. I'm just trying to look for the ingredients in English. They haven't got it on here. just in French, German, and I think Flemish as well. So I can't really give you much. They don't even advertise this on the brewery website. You know, that's how much confidence they've got in it. But there we are. Anyway, let's get it into the glass. I could be really slagging it off and it could be really nice, but my money's on it not being that great. Let's get it open. Right, here we are in ye olde glass. This glass is the nearest I've got to what it's supposed to be served in. It's supposed to be served in a Leffe glass. I am fucked if I'm buying a Leffe glass just to pour Leffe beer into. Right, there it is in the glass. Quite a nice looking brown colour. What we're getting in the nose? Not a great deal. Some vague sweetness that tastes a bit artificial. A little bit of caramel malt, but do you know what? That is smelling like a bit like a Marston's beer. Just not big on aroma. Let's even set the dog off. Let's get it down the hatch and see what's going on. Not a great deal, to be honest. There's an overwhelming sweetness in there, and it's like an artificial sweetness. I think what they're trying to do is the candy sugar type flavour in this. There's vague hints of caramel malt and fruit. It's like a sort of a Christmas cake type flavour, but it's really sweet, sugary sweet, almost like it's artificial. And it's just got a... Now, I don't mind candy sugar in Belgian beer. I want to get that fact straight. But this doesn't really taste like candy sugar. It tastes like it's artificially sweetened. And it's got the cloying stickiness to it. Now, I don't normally mind that because it's usually like molasses, that type of flavour. But this just tastes like sugar. It's like they've added some sort of sweetener into this. There's a little bit of ethanol in there. Oh, I don't know whether I like it or not. I can't make my mind up. I think, now don't get me wrong, and I have to make this point clear. A lot of the Belgian Christmas beers I've tried have had the sugary sweetness in there. This has got a different type of sweetness in there that, I don't know. I don't really like it. It's not bottle conditioned. It doesn't need all that sweetness in there because this is filtered. And I can get hints of spices and all that, but the whole thing just feels artificial. And I suppose that's what you're getting from a macro brewed beer. And I'm just not enthusiastic about it at all. I can't get enthusiastic about it. It reminds me of they did a fruit beer. That was disgusting. It was so artificial. You could just taste the E numbers in there. And this is sort of bordering on that. Now, I think people that really like Belgian beers and have tasted, good doubles, good quads, this will get picked up as being just too artificial tasting. And to be honest, I don't know whether I want to drink anymore or not. It just doesn't appeal to me. It's not making me enthusiastic because it's so artificially flavoured, or it's so artificial tasting. Nah, I can't do that. It's just a horrible artificial sugar, and I don't like it. So what's the verdict on Leffe Bière Winterbier? Oh, I'm not into it at all. I just can't get enthusiastic about a beer that tastes like this. It's actually just really turned me off Leffe. Now, the blonde I can sort of handle from them. The Brune, I didn't like that. The fruit beer, didn't like that. There was one the other day that was reasonable. I quite liked that. Quite complex beer. But this stuff, that's just not nice at all. It's too sweet, and it's artificially sweet, and it's got stuff in there that I don't think should be in beer. And I think it's, some people may like that. If you've never really tasted Belgian beer and that, that's your first go on it, then maybe you'll like it. But when you know there's better out there, you really don't want to be drinking shit like this. Now, they're brewed by ABInBev in a massive fucking brewery, and I'm not slagging that off because Jupiler is brewed by ABInBev as well. I'm pretty sure it is, and I don't mind Jupiler. Jupiler doesn't taste too bad. It's a Pilsner, a Belgian Pilsner. I've drank it on draft and I've drank it in bottles, and if I go to Belgium again, I'm sure I will probably drink it again. But it's not ABInBev that's turning me off this beer. It is the beer that's turning me off this beer. So I just want to get that out of the way. It's not my prejudice against a macro brewer. It's my prejudice against shit beer, and that is not a fucking good one. That's going to go down the sink. That is going to get a 2 out of 10. And well, if you want to buy some, this is fucking $6. Americans have to pay $6 to get this. Because I don't know whether you can get this in America or not. Maybe you can, but there's a Belgian site selling this for $6 to Americans, and it's £5, over £5 to the UK. And I just think if you pay £5 for that, I would be fucking livid, because that ain't nice at all. That ain't a £5 beer, not on any day of the fucking week. Nah, that's a 2 out of 10. That's going down the sink. I ain't recommending it. And remember, I'm drinking this shit, so you don't have to.